Good morning all and welcome to the live room summary. Trust everyone is well. It's Friday, April the 3rd. Trust everyone is well. Well, it's been a good week overall. We did a good poll, some very, very good results indeed. I think top student made 1,700 pips this week. Probably about 5 or 6 made over 1,000, which is good. And the rest of us looking at, 50% all made over 100 to 200 pips, which is great to have 50% over that. About 25% or so made between 0 and 100, so it's a good start. And a few newbies, obviously. Some didn't trade, missed a few trades and things like that, and others very close to break even. So, everyone's at different stages. I understand that. It is all about money management, I think, and confidence in trades. Everyone's at slightly different levels on that as well. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that. It's you look around and some results this week have been atrocious with other people I know who've traded. So it's great to see. Even though we've got a wide spread, of a bit minus to 1,700 plus, it's great overall. So to get a lot of you, well over 50% of you, trading, making some very good pips, it's really good to see. So this morning was good. It's been a great day. Some people banked full. Most people banked 50%. And others have just closed themselves out. I'm still holding my 50% positions here. I'm being a stubborn mule today. It might cost me, but as you can see here, this trade here, sterling yen, it was this breakdown through this 146.10. I went into this at 25, banking 50% at 55. Okay, so it's not great, but it's still, you make 45. That's 60 or 70 pips in total in sterling yen on 15%, and I'm being stubborn with this. Okay, I'm out of court obviously now. 75, 85. I'm down 10 pips on my 50%. So I'm just believing. Remember, this is my short-term book. Okay, longer-term book, I'm still long of sterling yen. Okay, so this is just little trades on my short-term book. Very, very different ball game completely. I still think sterling yen is going to have a good rally still. Obviously, I'm just playing little hedge bets on my short-term book to maximize little potentials. Okay, so locking in 70 pips here, 50%. As I said, I'm out of court now. In total, 10 pips. So it's not a disaster, but it's not great. I still want it to obviously turn again. If it starts to turn, I actually might add a little bit and actually average myself in a little bit better on this sterling yen on the way back down. But we'll see. It does need a bit of a pullback, as cable does, and should be the instigator of that. Let's just look at sterling pound against the dollar. We only looked at 3 charts today. Pound against the dollar, very similar. Break of the 60-minute 20 down to the daily pivot. Again, going short at 146.90, banking 50%, just above that 50. So again, just locking in there, just around 40 pips on that trade. It's now, I've gone out of court. I should have closed it out, probably in matter of respect. I presume a lot of you guys did. Some of you banked all of yours on all 3 trades down at the daily pivot. Again, this is all risk management. I think I probably got a little bit greedy, but that's the way it goes. I'm going to monitor this very closely. Obviously, I'm not going to let it break through this previous high at 76, so I might even add a little bit to average myself in a little bit with a stop loss. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong, and it's a bad day in the office for me, but I'm pips up a lot for the week, so I feel happy and feel confident. But I'll just see how this goes. Daily pivot was always key. As I said, locking in 40 pips there, or just under that, 39 pips on that. And again, I'm obviously out of court now on this cable. 50 pips, so it's not great. I'm net I'm minus 10 pips. Minus 10 pips isn't going to break the bank account. We're minus 15 now, so I'm just going to see. Remember, longer term, I am long of cable, guys. Longer term, I'm absolutely long. This is my short-term book. I'm looking for this little head and shoulders here to find resistance at this 75 level. Looking for this to turn back down again. Okay, stop loss above this 148 level. Okay. If it goes wrong, as I said, it's going to cost me about, stop loss is going to cost me about 60 pips if I get this totally wrong in cable. Okay? Net. Remember, I've already banked 39 pips on this. So important, guys. Remember, as I said, rules, I made it very clear. Friday afternoons, Friday mornings, nothing changes between Friday and every other day. You suddenly lock in, 70 points in sterling yen, 40 pips in cable, just on those two alone, 35 in dollar yen on 50%. So you suddenly find yourself up 130, 140 pips on 50%. Then it's up to you how you manage your position. Okay? I'm just being a bit cheeky with this, a little bit naughty, but, I just fancied it, and because I do feel the market's overbought. Okay. But well on to the guys. I know Tom and all that guys have closed themselves out. Break even on the second 50%. Again, well done. Let's have a little look at dollar yen. Again, it's the same one. I said to myself I wasn't going to trade dollar yen, but I just went for all three of them. I banked 35 pips on the break of the 60-minute 20 down to the daily pivot. So again, on 50%. I'm short at 99.50. So again, I'm now 40 pips out of that. So again, I'm net down 5 pips. So a little bit frustrating, but I'm looking at resistance. You know, obviously if it breaks back above this 120 level, I'm just going to change that line there. Then it's all going to, then I'll be out of everything. And I'll lose how many pips I'll be out. I'm probably going to lose 100 pips today if it all goes completely Pete Tong. Okay, so I've got to just watch my positions. No breakfast for me until obviously these levels get broken. I don't usually let myself get in this position, but that's the way it goes sometimes. You have to take the rough with the smooth. But I'm looking at sterling yen to stay below 148. I'm looking for the pound dollar to stay below 148. I'm looking for dollar yen to stay below 100.20. Okay, those are my three levels. If they all break, then so be it. I've got it wrong, and I'll obviously lose my pips for this afternoon. Okay, this is what happens on Friday sometimes. You either get big pullbacks. I might, as I said, add a little bit at the top of these levels to average myself in nicely on cable, dollar yen and sterling yen, so keep an eye on that. But I'm going to be stubborn with these. If I lose 100 odd pips, then I lose it. It's on my book, so it's not the end of the world for me. Okay, guys. Overall, I think it was a great morning. I can't remember who it was. Paul, they banked about 120 pips. They all took their profit at the daily pivot, and daily pivot on cable. Let's just see how that goes. So well done to those guys. Very, very good. I'm just being the little stubborn mule I am sometimes, and we'll see. They're all three at critical high levels. Longer term, I'm long of sterling yen. Longer term, I'm still long of cable. Longer term, I'm still short of euro sterling. We obviously have figures out in 10 minutes. Maybe it's been a leak of figures of this Halifax HBI, maybe, and that's what's made sterling rally. But it's just dollar yen. But I'm hoping there's going to be a little head and shoulders here, and a head and shoulders on cable. If I'm right, happy days. If I'm wrong, then I take the hit. Slap on the face for a Friday morning. I teach myself a lesson. Go and have my bacon and eggs and sulk for a couple of hours, but then I'll be back in looking for a few pips, therefore, for the afternoon. Okay, guys, overall a fantastic week. Well over 1,000 pips for me, which is great. Not as much as some of you guys, which is good to see. Some great traders evolving from the club. So let's see how my short positions end up, guys. Still short cable, still short dollar yen, still short sterling yen. Let's see how this goes. Okay, speak to you later. Bye-bye.